Hello, my name is Stephen Wright. I'm a career coach and I help high achieving financial services professionals make their next smart move. So I just wanted to make a short video to talk about the idea of upskilling. This is something that has been featured quite heavily in the press recently, the idea of upskilling during lockdown. And as we consider what the post-viral virus economy will look like, it may be worth thinking about why to upskill before then specifically thinking about, well, what to do. It's interesting that organizations such as the Open University have seen a significant uptick in the number of applications for people wanting to do their courses. So I think that there are 5 principal reasons why it's worth considering adding to your skills at this time of lockdown. This is all underpinned by the notion that being able to add a value to an enterprise means that A, the enterprise will want you and want to employ you. And secondly, the more value that you can add to an enterprise, the more you're likely to be rewarded. So with that said, let's look at those 5 reasons to consider upskilling at this time. The first one is the ability to pivot. So as we come out of lockdown, there are going to be some businesses which really struggle. There are going to be some businesses that do really well, but almost all of them are going to be in a position where they have to shift their business model to adapt to the new circumstance. That, in my mind, requires that employees are able to adapt and shift their skills, the value that they can offer, so that they remain in demand and relevant to those organizations. So it's about the ability to pivot. The second reason to consider upskilling at this point is to put yourself in the frame for promotion. Managers and leaders are going to be required in the future, no question about that. And so when a business leadership team is considering, well, who should we promote? I think there may be 2 things that they might want to consider. The first would be, who has the highest level of skills in this particular field? Who is the best qualified? Who is the most knowledgeable? That puts a person in a position whereby we know that that person understands this business and is able to add value. The second thought is that people who are going to be considered for management or leadership positions are those who have been able to demonstrate that they have initiative, that they're self-starters, and that they have drive. And that therefore those people who have taken it upon themselves to self-educate during this time of lockdown will be able to show that in spades. So I think that that might be a good reason, putting yourself in the frame for being considered for promotion. The second notion is that no doubt there are job interviews going on now on Zoom or Skype or whatever, and certainly there will be job interviews as businesses go into recovery phase after the lockdown. I absolutely guarantee that one of the questions which will come up will be, what did you do during lockdown? Now, of course, we understand that people have got families and they may have continued working, they've got busy lives. But if you're also able at that point to show that you took some initiative, that you are a self-starter, that you did something to increase your level of skills, then that's going to be a great thing. And by the way, you can also make that a feature on your CV and in your LinkedIn profile. So job interviews and the way in which you're presenting yourself to potential new employers. The next notion that I have is becoming indispensable, or what I call a linchpin employee. There are some employees in any business who add so much disproportionate value at a price that the employer wants to pay that they are seen as being the essential core staff of a business. In fact, if we're going to reduce headcount, there are certain people who we just don't want to get rid of, because if we lose those people, well, frankly, we haven't got a business anymore. So by having high levels of skill, you can begin to position yourself as an indispensable linchpin employee, and gaining new qualifications or upskilling at this time of lockdown is a great way to start that. Finally, just thinking beyond lockdown, and I reflect on the time 2008-9, the tech bubble bursting 2001 into 2002, and doubtless other times. There have been times where people have thought, do you know what, the economy's tanking, it's not going to be great for the next couple of years. Why don't I go and do that MBA now? And why don't I want to do that master's in data analytics now's as good a time as any. I can be using this time usefully, creating a significant upskill, and then when I come out of that further education, then I'll have positioned myself really well. So thinking about that as the time to go away into full-time education might be an idea. The other sort of side note on that is that some qualifications are geared towards being part-time and take several years to achieve. For example, a CFA takes 3 or 4 years, I think, to achieve that qualification. And you might conclude that as we're in this lockdown, no time like the present, I'm going to get started now. So there we are. Those are the 5 reasons: the ability to pivot, putting yourself in the frame for promotion, being able to talk about what you did during an interview, making yourself an indispensable linchpin employee, and then thinking about maybe this is the right time to get a larger, more significant qualification. I hope you found that useful. I'll be putting a link to the blog or the article that I wrote about this in the comments below. And also, if you look at my LinkedIn profile, you'll be able to find a whole load of articles and things that I've posted in my profile there. So I hope you find that useful. Please do feel free to like and comment and share on this. And thank you very much.